Jorgen suddenly put most of the remaining parts together. He had already given it the title, Sometimes. So as he's walking on the beach while staying at Hotel La Conca, famous for the Cuba crisis in 1962, he writes this song, Sometimes, and that gets picked up by Britney Spears. And it talks about that in the rest of his article. You can go read it. So this is that, just so that in the document you can read it a little bit more for yourself. So great, but perhaps it's a bit too nice. This is a really good song. So, she'll take it. They took it. A 15-year-old girl from Louisiana, Britney Spears, and Sometimes was recorded by Tyrion Studios in May 1998. So their studio. Okay, got it. Okay, so wait. He was called to stay somewhere else and wrote it. Then, wait, Hotel La Conca? This is my thought process, right? So I randomly decided to open up ChatGPT and determine if the house can even see Catalina Island, because no sense in running down a rabbit hole of now Cuba and calling and lyrics put into your head, connected to Catalina Island and Britney Spears. I can't connect all those dots if you can't even see Catalina Island from her house. So I'm like, I gotta figure this out. So I can't tell off of Google Maps. I've asked a couple people that live there, and they're like, probably not really. So I asked ChatGPT, would you be able to see Catalina Island views from? And then I inserted the address that I got from the realtors page, right? So, and this is what it tells me. Yes, short answer, it's very likely you can see Santa Catalina Island, which could be, is that the same thing? I don't know. But I'm assuming it is, from the address of this house. So then it told me all of that. There's the pictures it gave me of how you could see it from there. So short answer, yes, this is the whole prompt, right? Why it looks promising. The property listing for 33800 Pacific Coast Highway states water view, specifically mentions view water in the Zillow listing. The same listing calls it an oceanfront compound with 131 feet of beach frontage. Homes along the west coast on Malibu Coast Highway looking out towards the ocean in a southwesterly direction often means you can see Catalina Island on a clear day. So if it's clear and it's facing southwest, she could possibly see Catalina Island. The nearby geographic feature, Point Dume, which is just north of that address, is noted for its vista of the Palos Verdes Peninsula and Catalina Island. So those are why it looks promising. Here's the maybes. Even though the listing says water view, it doesn't explicitly state Catalina Island view or water view. It could just mean ocean or coastline. Visibility of Catalina depends on the weather and the exact elevation, an orientation of the property. Does the home face southwest toward the island and any obstructions, trees, other structures? The address is on Pacific Coast Highway with beach frontage, which is excellent, but if the main living space is faced more directly west or northwest rather than southwest, the island may be off angle, and the time of day matters. So basically it's, yes, that property is within region to see it, but you can only see it if the weather's clear, if the house is facing southwest, and if the time of day matters and it's the right time of day. So yes, you can see it if it's facing southwest. Now, I don't know that her house in that, I didn't go that part, and you could easily go back to the Zillow listing, look on the map, see what, I didn't go that far. I just assumed that these maybes were kind of like, I don't really care about them because on the day she shot the video, it was a clear sunny day. So if you could see something, and that isn't even the point. It doesn't really matter if you can see Catalina Island from the house. It's the fact that out of all the houses in all of California, all of Florida, the guy that wrote it was from Florida. Why didn't they do it at, La Conca Hotel? All of this, any house they could have picked out of anywhere for this 15-year-old girl to sing a song about love, they chose a house that probably overlooks an island known to be like the train station, right? So that's the dots. I'm like, well, that's weird. And so, yeah, basically ChatGPT agreed with that. So I said, what are the connections to Cuba crisis in 1962 and MK Ultra? And it immediately started thinking, there are no connections. Why is this person seeing conspiracies? Blah, 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 blah. Like, it came up with all these things that it had to tell me were fake, 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 fake. There's no connections. No, 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 no. And it thinks for a long time. You can see it said thought for 56 seconds. So I stopped it. I hit the stop button. And I said, I saw you thinking, yes, I want facts. I'm not asking for lies. But I also want zero leashes or sugarcoating that comes with your fact-checking brain, so skip that. And it said, yeah, I saw you catching me thinking. I'll keep it straight, what's actually documented. And it says, timeline overlap, they do sit in the same Cold War stew. MK Ultra, CIA mind control behavioral programming, launched in 1953, well running into the 60s. It used drugs. You know, you can read the stuff for yourself. And I don't condone the use of any of that, so I hope this isn't getting me kicked off, whatever. I don't know all the rules here. So read it, you know, for yourself here. It says, in October 1962, when USSR put nuclear missiles in Cuba, Kennedy played chicken with the planet. So during the missile crisis, MK Ultra is fully active in the background. Same agency, same era, same paranoia. The real connective tissue, people and departments. The tightest provable connection isn't missile crisis equals an MK Ultra. It's shared personnel and capabilities. So MK Ultra's main architect, Sidney Gottlieb, ran the CIA's Technical Services Division, the same shop that developed weird psychological tricks. And under the Cuban project Operation Mongoose, a CIA anti-Castro program started after the Bay of Pigs, Gottlieb and TSD were pulled into schemes against Fidel Castro. These cigars to make him act bizarre during a speech, this to, in his shoes, to make his beard fall out and wreck his image, and these developed as supplied through the same technical people who had been working MK Ultra. So that's interesting.